Hello, today we're going to make a striped bowl. Okay, this is what the finished product is going to look like. We're going to start by creating in this top view, and we're going to create a rectangle. And while it doesn't say a size, I'm going to do a 2-inch we're going to do a 2-inch square. And squares work better than rectangles, just so it's just easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch back and forth between the instructions here and my Sketchup document here. So I'm going to select the person, take the person out. I'm going to switch to the top view. I'm pressing the shortcut key in the corner. It says top view. Selecting the rectangle, starting at the origin, clicking and dragging, coming down to the corner here, and typing 2 quotation, comma, 2 quotation for the width and the depth. When I press return, you'll see the rectangle resize. There it is. It looks small, but I'm just going to zoom to extent or zoom in. There I go. Okay, coming back to the instructions. It says select and use the move to copy your square diagonally. For the movement points, click the 2 opposing corners. So I'm going to click here and drag it over here. And to make a copy, I have to press the Option key on the keyboard. Okay? And it says to go ahead and repeat this process, dragging from corner to corner until you get this part right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that process. First, select my shape. Move tool. Here's where I press the Option key, because if you don't, it'll just move the square around. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Press the Option key, click on the corner, drag to the opposite corner. Notice that it's already selected. Press the Option key again, release it, drag. Remember, you can pause this video at any time if you need to go slower and rewind it. Coming back over to here. Next, I'm going to activate the arc and draw a half circle from each corner, from each side here. So I'm going to click on one corner, drag to the other corner, and then drag out until it says half circle. Okay? Again, I'm going to repeat that on each one of the sides, and then I'm going to erase the inside part, so this is what it's going to look like. Let me show you. So again, I select the arc tool, and if you don't see the arc tool, maybe you have to go large tool palettes. View large tool palettes, and you might have to look in the large tool set, and there's the arc right there. So I'm going to click, drag out. It says half circle, and you might have to drag in or out, and this works easiest if you're in the top view. If you're angled a little bit, okay, it can get kind of difficult because it might want to not lay flat. So again, try to be on the top view. Half circle, and it's very imperative you see that thing that says half circle. Okay, now I'm going to erase the different parts, and I can just click and hold down the button. As I mouse over the lines, you'll see them highlight blue, and when I let go, then they go like that. Alright, so I'm going to check what I have to the instructions. I'm on step number 7 here. This looks correct. So I'm going to go on to step 8. Step 8, again, we're still going to use the activate the arc. And we're going to make sure we click on the end point to end point. It's really, really super important that you click on the end points right here. And when you do that, when you drag from one end point to the other end point, it'll say tangent, and it'll give you a magenta or kind of like a purplish color. Okay? And basically what tangent means is there are no sharp corners between the arcs. The curvy line will be smooth. Okay, and we're going to repeat that process on each one so they're all connected, and it looks like this. So again, selecting the arc, I see the word endpoint. I click once, go to the next one. I click a second time to drag it, and if I click a third time, it puts in the line. So there's the purple. I click once to start, click a second to end, click a third time. One. Oh, I didn't see endpoint. There it is, endpoint. Really super important. Otherwise, it'll give you a blue line and not a magenta color. I didn't see that endpoint. Endpoint. Click, drag, double click. And that's what I got. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put view it kind of from the side view here, you can see how it's angled down, it's a little more flat, and there's a circle over here that intersects vertically with the base. Okay? If you're having problems with the circle kind of like laying flat, like here's the circle. See how the circle's laying flat? If I move it up, it's still flat. See, now it's green. If I hold down the shift key, now it'll say vertical. Choose kind of like the end of one of these, click and drag. And I might do a 1-inch radius. I'm going to type in 1 quotation return. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to get this to follow it around. We're going to use a tool called Follow Me. Okay. And we're going to get something that kind of looks like that at first. So it says to select the base. And I double clicked it. Notice the line is blue. I'm going to use the Follow Me tool right here. And then click on the circle. It might take a little bit for your computer to do that. Anyway, coming back. Now it wants you to undo this by pressing Command Z. Okay? And what it wants you to do, it wants you to scale this so we can make it tall and skinny. And then we're going to rotate, use the Rotate tool to move this out so that it looks like this. Once again, I scale. And if I click on this and press the S key, that's scale. This is also scale right here. Again, I orbit it so I can see the side. Click and drag up. I might even kind of like try to... That actually looks pretty good. Now I'm going to use the Rotate tool. Click on where the two intersect at the end. I click once to place it. Drag up. See that blue dotted line? That means I'm going vertically. Now I'm going to drag out to the side, maybe like 10 degrees. Not too much. Somewhere between 10 and 15 degrees. You can choose. Okay, now I want this to go around that. So I'm going to use the Follow Me tool. Remember, you have to click on the base, then click on this. So double click here on the base. Click the Follow Me tool. Now click on this. Your computer might need to think, but it should give you something that kind of looks like that. That's my bowl. Okay. All right. Now, if you remember in the beginning, our bowl has stripes. We have our bowl, but we don't have stripes. So that's the next step. It says go to the top view and create a rectangle that's bigger than your bowl. Now it's really important that your rectangle does not touch your shape. After you create the rectangle, you're going to right click on it. You can double click on it. Make sure to select both the face and the edges and make it a group. This is really super. So I'm going to go to the top view and zoom out so I can draw a bigger rectangle than this. So you can go to the right side or the left side. That part doesn't matter as long as you're sure that this is bigger than that. Okay, so I drew my rectangle, double click on it. I can see that the face is highlighted as well as the edges. Right click and make it a group. I'm going to move the group that underneath the bottom. And you can see it's near the bottom, it's just not quite all the way at the bottom, and that's okay. Okay. Now what it wants you to do is go to the side view like I just did. And you're going to select it, and you're going to make a copy. You're actually going to make 9 copies. So you're going to go to the side view, click on this, make sure you press the Option button so it makes a copy of the rectangle and drag up near the top. Notice it's not above the top, it's just near the top. And then press 8/. So again, I'm coming to the top view, pressing the Option, dragging straight up near the top but not over the top. Okay? And then coming down here and doing 8/, and I press Return. And when I press Return, there will be 9 total copies. Okay? So it made 9 copies. Okay, back to the instructions. Okay. What it says to select these, and they might already be selected, they're not. To select them, if I drag up and to the left, make sure only these are selected, not the shape. And again, I can just rotate it so a corner sticks out, click and drag to the left. Notice how that dotted line, anything that touches that dotted line will get automatically selected. Then it says to right click, intersect with model. So I'm going to right click, intersect faces with model. Okay, I've done that. It looked like nothing happened, but then it asks you to go ahead and erase all the squares, which should be easy since they're all a group. And this is what you should look like. Let's give it a try. So I'm going to select them, press delete. I'm going to look at the inside, make sure there's nothing in the inside. It looks exactly like I need it to look. Mine does. That's perfect. Let's see what's next. Next is painting the stripes. So you're going to pick a dark color like black and paint it like a zebra. Look inside and paint the black stripes on the outside too. Okay, if you want to paint it a different color you can, but just choose 2 colors. Paint the other stripes using different colors. Make sure the inside stripes match the outside stripes. So again, choose 2 colors, any colors you want. Just make sure the inside and the outside match. So I'm just going to use our school colors, and I'm going to go every other one. Okay, and then try to match that on the inside too. Alright, looks like that's matched. And maybe I'm going to go with a blue color for the other one. And I'm going to leave the bottom regular. Okay, coming back to the instructions. It says now in the colors model, in the category materials below the one you can find the color you used. And you can edit the color and the opacity. The opacity is kind of like a translucent thing, so it'll allow you to see through the object. So I'm going to move it kind of like towards the middle. And let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go to colors used in model. Okay, I'm going to select it and move this to the opacity kind of like down to maybe 70%. And just click on these again, and now you can start to see that I can see through the inside. I'm going to repeat that on the inside as well. If you've ever made glass, I'm sure you're or seen glass made like hand blown, then I'm sure that you're just like, wow, I wish I could just, it was that simple. But with 3D printing, who knows? Alright, so now you can see, I can see through, and this is a translucent striped bowl. See if there's anything more, excuse me, in the model. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's pretty good. Again, some of the things we learned about are the Follow Me tool, the Select tool. You guys have used the views, top view, side view, okay? And you've rescaled objects, and you've intersected the squares with a bowl to create the shapes, and then deleted the shapes. You've learned a lot of really neat things, and that's how you make the striped bowl. When you're done, it always helps if you want to, you can enter in your name, okay, period, and date. And then you can place it wherever you would like. And again, as always, you can rescale, or you can even use your move tool to come along to the side if you would like to put that on there. A little bit big, You can rescale this.